What is up, YouTube? Today I'm coming back at you with another video, and today's video is going to be another DVD/Blu-ray pickups video. I'm sorry if I look really bad today. I just woke up, just got out of the shower, and I'm currently getting over a cold, so that's why I probably don't look that great. I look a little sick, that's probably why. So if I do cough through this video, that's just a little heads up. I am getting over a cold, so I did want to bring you guys another DVD Blu-ray pickups video, because I did pick up some cool stuff last week from the bargain bin at Walmart. These are actually all DVD pickups this time. So I did get 6 different movies, however, and they were all from the bargain bin, which my local Walmart bargain bin is priced at $3.75 per movie. So all these movies were $3.75, which I think is a pretty great deal for all of these, especially since most of them have some good special features. There's 2 movies that I bought that were not blind buys, that I did not own, and then I bought 4 blind buy movies that I had never seen before. I've watched 2 of them now. There's still 2 I need to watch, but yeah, let's just get right into it and go through the movies that I picked up from the bargain bin. The reason why I don't have any Blu-rays, or didn't really get that much, because I only picked up 6 like $3 or $4 movies, is because Black Friday is coming up, and I plan to pick up some movies on Black Friday. So I was really saving a lot of my money for Black Friday. So we'll hopefully get some good deals on Black Friday. I've seen that they've got some $1 and $2 deal movies, which should be really cool. They've also got some really good $3 and $4 Blu-rays. So hopefully I can get some good stuff in there. I do actually need to pick up a second copy of a movie. I need to pick up a second copy of Solo, because my standard Blu-ray is, it came scratched. It has a circular scratch on it. So I'm hoping that I can get the DVD copy for like $4 or maybe even $3. And so I have something to watch on, you know, something easy to watch, because I don't have a 4K player yet, so I can't watch my 4K copy. But anyways, that's getting off track now. Let's get into the movies I picked up. So the first movie I picked up is one that I had already seen, and it's one that I've been wanting to get for a while. I just never really got around to it. It's a movie I really like. It's sort of a psychological movie, and I'm really a fan of the psychological movies, and that is Shutter Island. Now, Shutter Island is a psychological movie about Leonardo DiCaprio basically investigating this island/mental hospital, and he's just doing a case there, and there's some really big twists and turns. I can't really say too much about the plot of this movie because there is some big spoilers, but it's a very interesting, I don't know, thriller/psychological movie, I would say, and got a lot of creepy cinematography, really good story. I'm just really overall happy with this movie. I'm really happy to own it. Now, I think this is the only one that I bought that doesn't have any special features. This is a bare bones release. Unfortunately, the rest of the movies I did pick up do have some special features on it, but this is a bare bones release, unfortunately. And you know, it's a cool movie, and I'm happy to own it. So it's not one that I was super crazy about, but it's one that I did enjoy and I wanted to get eventually. So happy to pick that one up and add it to the collection. Now, the next movie that was not a blind buy for me was a movie that I would say is like a guilty pleasure movie, because I know it's not received well critically. So I mean, I don't know, I just really like this movie. It's a fun action movie, and that is Dracula Untold. Now, I really like this movie. Like I said, it's a really fun action movie, and I really enjoyed it. But I think most of that has to do with the character himself. I'm a big Dracula fan. One of my favorite, I would actually say my favorite book of all time is Bram Stoker's Dracula. I've got a really nice leather-bound version of it, and I'm a really big fan of the Dracula character. I have Dracula 2000. I'm a fan of all the different takes on Dracula that are out there. Even the Dracula in Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I really like that as well. So I'm just a really big fan of the character. So I love seeing different takes on it, and Dracula Untold is definitely a cool take on it. I'm really happy to get Dracula movies. I really need to get more of them. I don't have a whole lot, but I would like to get some more. I'm a big fan of Dracula movies, so I wanted to pick this one up, and for the price, it was too hard to pass. There are some special features in this one. There's actually quite a few. There's a day in the life of with Luke Evans. There's Dracula Retold, Slaying 1000, and then a feature commentary. So we got a good number of special features for a DVD, and it's a fun movie. I'm really sad that this was supposed to be the start of the Universal Dark Universe, where they did a shared cinematic universe with a bunch of horror creatures. Once this came out and it didn't do so well, they panned it, and then they said The Mummy was going to be the start of it, and then The Mummy didn't do well, so they just canceled the whole universe. So would have been nice to see what they could have done with this in the future, but sadly this looks like it's going to be the only one in that series. So really happy to own that. Cool take on Dracula there. And now we'll move on to the blind buy movies. So I picked up 4 movies that were blind buys. Some of them I've never heard of. Some of them I've heard of and I've wanted to check out for a while. So it's just got a mixed bag here. So the first movie I picked up was one I had heard of, not a whole lot. I've heard it was a good movie, but I just never really got around to watching it, and it never really piqued my interest enough to buy it at the full like $14 Blu-ray price. Found it in the bargain bin. It was the only copy I found in the bargain bin, so I guess I got pretty lucky on that, because I go through those bargain bins all the way to the bottom as in all 4 of the sections, so I really dig through those things, and this was the only copy I found of it, and that is War Dogs. This is Jonah Hill and Miles Teller, and this was actually a really, really good movie. I really, really liked this. This is a, I would say, I would really call this like a drama or a thriller. It's sort of like a combination of both of them. I don't really know what you would classify this movie as, but it's a really good movie. It's about these 2 kids who get into the arms dealing business during the Iraqi War, and it's really, really, it's different. I really like it. It's a good story. It's told very well. The only thing I didn't like about this movie, there's some slide cuts in between the various acts of the movie that give a single line of dialogue that is actually said in the next act, and I think that I understand why they were doing it. I was sort of setting it up like a book, but I feel like it took you out of the movie a little too much. It really drew me out of the movie. I really would have rather had a single flow cut rather than those spliced in slides. That's personal preference, but I'm really nitpicking at this point because it is such a great movie. We've got a little bit of comedy, got a lot of drama and tension, and a little bit of action as well. So it's a nice little combination movie. There's one special feature on here called Pentagon Pie, which I have not seen. So you got a little special feature on there as well. Really not bad for that price, and I'm happy to own this one. One thing I will say is I love picking up blind buys from the bargain bin, because for $3.75 per movie, you're basically paying the price of a rental. In a lot of places, I know digital rentals normally range around there. Most like red boxes are like $2 per DVD for a night. And my family video is where I like to go for rentals. It's a lot cheaper, but their selection is a lot older and a lot less varied. So it's basically like the price of a rental for a lot of these blind buys, and I get to keep the movie afterwards. So that's why I like to do these. This next one I've heard a ton about. I've heard people tell me I would love this movie. It's an amazing sci-fi movie, and I need to get this movie. I need to check them out. And so I finally picked it up. This was another one that I only found 1 copy in the bargain bin, and I was actually thinking that this might have been accidentally placed in there, because there was another movie in the bargain bin that I picked up and it was not supposed to be there, which will happen from time to time, and that was Blockers, which I really liked that movie and I wanted to buy it, but it turned out it was not actually even on sale. It was still like $13 for that DVD, and I was like, okay, never mind. So this was one that I thought was not going to be in the bargain bin sale, but this was the only copy I found, and I decided to pick it up, and that is Blade Runner: The Final Cut. So this is actually an interesting movie. A couple different things for this. First, before we get into it, I'll tell you a little bit about the special features. There's only 2. So There's an introduction by director Ridley Scott, which was literally like, I would have to say it was probably like a 30 to 40 second little clip of Ridley Scott just saying that he worked on this cut, it's his favorite cut of the movie, buy this cut of the movie, which, when it comes to Ridley Scott, I don't put any faith in those, this is my favorite cut of the movie, you need to buy this version of the movie, because literally every like cut of his movies he says that. I remember there was a cut of Alien that I saw that had one of those in there as well, and they've released a newer cut of that, and he says that about that cut as well. So you can't really give that a whole lot of, you know, precedence, but the only time I've ever seen it like hold true for Ridley Scott was Gladiator. They have an extended edition of Gladiator, and he does not endorse that cut, so it is what it is. But the real special feature on here is just the commentary, and there's a couple different commentaries on here. There's a commentary with just Ridley Scott. There's a commentary with the screenwriter, co-screenwriter, producer, and production executive. And then you also have a commentary with the some, looks like designers, some art directors, special effects people, and stuff like that. So you've got 3 different commentaries on here, so that you do get, if you're a fan of commentaries, this is a good cut for that. Now, from what I understand, there's a couple different cuts of this movie. I've only ever seen this one, because this was a blind buy for me. And it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it. Now, I don't know how the other cuts are, because honestly, just like I felt with the DC extended cut movies, I don't know how they would have done this movie cutting stuff out. I feel like it would have not been as good. I feel like it would have just really been a detriment to this movie, so I don't know. I don't really plan on watching the other cuts, but this one is really good. I like this movie. There's not a whole lot of dialogue. The story is not super strong. It's a lot more of a visual movie and a lot more of an interpretational movie. So it's not one that really lays all its cards out on the table. It's more of an up to interpretation. And I think it does well for what it is. I don't think it's as good as people hyped it up to be. I will say that. When I watched this movie, I did think this was a good movie. I really enjoyed this movie. However, I was not as pleased as I was expecting to be after watching it. Not like with The Fifth Element, because I had never seen The Fifth Element. I heard tons of good things about it. Watched The Fifth Element, and it was just as good as people had told me it was. This was a little bit of a letdown. Not much, but I feel like it wasn't as good as people said. But it is a good movie. I am interested in checking out Blade Runner 2049 now, but haven't really got around to that one yet. But for the price, can't really beat that. Good movie. A lot of commentary on there, so that is one that I am happy to own. Now these next 2 blind buys are ones I haven't got around to watching yet. I'm probably actually going to watch one of these afterwards, after filming this video, so... And these are 2 that are going to be a little bit more up in the air for me. So the first one I picked up, I literally had heard nothing about. I have never heard of this movie in my life. I saw it in the bargain bin. There was a couple copies of it, maybe like 5 or 6 copies of it. They all had slip covers, which is cool because I like getting slip covers, so I picked the one with the best slip cover. And it's a smaller title movie from a smaller studio. This is from Grindstone Entertainment Group, and it's called First Kill. This has Hayden Christensen and Bruce Willis. This seems to be a detective movie. Not really a buddy cop movie, but more of a detective movie. It seems that Hayden Christensen is sort of doing a vigilante role, while Bruce Willis is playing your standard cop role, which, you know, Bruce Willis is a cop. Can't really go wrong there. There's a couple special features. You've got director's commentary, you've got some deleted scenes, behind the scenes featurette, interviews with the extended cast and crew, and then a trailer gallery. So you do have quite a number of special features on here. I don't know if this had a Blu-ray release. I'm sure it did because it came out in 2017. But got it on DVD with a nice slipcover. I'm interested to check this one out. I watched the trailer on YouTube. Seems to be pretty interesting. Doesn't seem like anything that's going to blow me away, but it could be a good action flick. And I'm interested to see how Hayden Christensen acts in this, because I've always wanted to look more into his acting outside of Star Wars and Jumper, because those were 2 kind of corny movies with not the best scripts. Maybe this one will have a better script, it may not, but who knows. I'm just interested to see him act in a more serious and gritty role. So definitely interested in checking this one out. I might watch this one after this video. Definitely worth the price there for a blind buy. Alright, the next one that I picked up is one that I have been wanting to watch since it came out. I'd seen a trailer for this when it went to theaters, but I never actually went and saw it. This is actually an Anchor Bay film, which that really surprised me. I knew that this movie was wasn't by a huge studio or anything, but Anchor Bay is really surprising because for my other movies that I have from Anchor Bay, they tend to be horror movies and they tend to be zombie movies, a lot of them. I have a 4-movie zombie pack from Anchor Bay, and it's just a really odd choice for this one, and that is Paddington. I really want to watch Paddington. I know there's a sequel out as well, but this is like a bigger Anchor Bay movie. It's got a higher budget than most Anchor Bay stuff. It's got a better special effects than most Anchor Bay stuff, and it's very, very different. So I'm interested to see what this is all about. This is supposed to be like a family-friendly comedy movie about this bear that can speak, which it just seemed really, really funny. It kind of reminded me of the Bernstein Bears, and I was a big fan of the books of those growing up. So I wanted to check this one out. The trailer that I saw when this was hitting theaters looked great, so I'm really excited to watch it. And I always wanted to pick it up, and I never did, just because the price never went down until I found this in a bargain bin. Here's a couple copies of this. This was the best condition one, even though it's kind of beat up. But there's a couple special features on here as well. There's meet the characters. When a bear comes to stay, this looks like 2 small featurettes. From page to screen, which is looks like another featurette. And then there's a music video called Shine. It's a Shine lyric music video. So there must be a musical number in here as well. I'm not sure how many musical elements there are to this, but definitely interested to check this one out. I'm a big fan of the family animated comedies that are kind of like Beethoven. I was always a really big fan of Beethoven growing up, so movies that kind of like strike that same note I'm really interested in because I really like that, and it kind of seems like Paddington might hit those same notes as Beethoven, and interested to check this one out. So definitely a surprise that the Anchor Bay is the publisher of this. You don't really hear a lot about Anchor Bay, especially hitting theaters and stuff, so this would be interesting. And I know there's a second movie out there, so hopefully it's pretty good. So that's everything I picked up. Like I said, mostly blind buys, but I did get some movies that I'd already seen that I wanted. I got a nice variety here. Got some sci-fi, got some war drama, some psychological, a little bit of action horror, and a normal action movie and a family-friendly movie. I got a large spread of stuff here, and so that's everything I picked up in this Walmart bargain bin pickup video here. Let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. Have you seen any of those movies? What do you think of them? Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on those movies, because I love talking about movies and I'm always happy to respond to my comments. Try to respond to as many as possible. Like I said, I'm hopefully going to be hitting up Black Friday this week. Unfortunately, I work on Black Friday and the day after, so I'm not going to be able to hit a lot of those doorbusters. But I think Walmart opens up their movie section at Thursday at 5 o'clock, which I should be able to do. And hopefully I'll be able to get some good buys there, because Walmart always has the best movie deals on Black Friday. Their movie deals are super cheap, and they always have great titles, and I always like to go there for movies. So hopefully I get some good bargains there. I'll be doing a DVD and Blu-ray pickups from Black Friday if I do. And let me know what you guys think in the comment box below. And thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.